Immerse yourself in the future of deep space science exploration and download a 3D model of Gateway. Click, drag, and explore the exterior of the Lunar Space Station from multiple angles. International teams of astronauts will use Gateway, humanity's first space station to orbit the Moon, to explore the scientific mysteries of deep space. Gateway is part of the Artemis campaign to return humans to the lunar surface for scientific discovery and chart a path for the first human missions to Mars. Built with international and industry partners, Gateway will be humanity's first space station around the Moon. It will support a new era of lunar exploration and deep space discovery as part of NASA's Artemis campaign to establish a lasting presence on the Moon and pave the way for the first crewed mission to Mars. Gateway's elements are being fabricated in facilities around the world. Its first 2 modules will launch to lunar orbit ahead of Artemis 4. For more information about Gateway and to stay updated on its construction and journey to lunar orbit, visit nasa.gov/gateway. Credits: Alberto G. Bertolin and Bradley W. Reynolds at the Graphics and Animation Lab in JSC. Gateway Core. This interactive model showcases Gateway's core elements, which will remain in lunar orbit year-round, often operating autonomously while gathering valuable scientific data. The Lunar Space Station will serve as a central hub where crew spacecraft and supply modules dock and prepare for missions to the Moon's surface. Low lunar orbit. Choose this environment to see Gateway in low lunar orbit. The environment does not reflect the station's exact orbit. Visit this page for more information on Gateway's unique polar orbit. Links in the description down below. The Lunar Gateway, or simply Gateway, is a space station which is planned to be assembled in orbit around the Moon. The Gateway is intended to serve as a communication hub, science laboratory, and habitation module for astronauts as part of the Artemis program. It is a multinational collaborative project. Participants include NASA, the European Space Agency, ESA, the Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency, JAXA, the Canadian Space Agency, CSA, and the Mohammed bin Rashid Space Center, MBRSC. The Gateway is planned to be the first space station beyond low Earth orbit. The science disciplines to be studied on the Gateway are expected to include planetary science, astrophysics, Earth observation, heliophysics, fundamental space biology, and human health and performance. As of April 2024, construction is underway of the initial habitation and propulsion modules. The International Space Exploration Coordination Group, ISEC, which is composed of 14 space agencies including NASA, has concluded that Gateway systems will be critical in expanding human presence to the Moon, to Mars, and deeper into the solar system. The project is expected to play a major role in the Artemis program after 2024. NASA's budget for FY 2025 included $817.7 million for the project. While the project is led by NASA, the Gateway is meant to be developed, serviced, and used in collaboration with the CSA, ESA, JAXA, and commercial partners. It will serve as the staging point for both robotic and crewed exploration of the lunar South Pole, and is the proposed staging point for NASA's Deep Space Transport concept for transport to Mars. Formerly known as the Deep Space Gateway, DSG, the station was renamed Lunar Orbital Platform Gateway, LOPG, in NASA's 2018 proposal for the 2019 United States federal budget. When the NASA budget was signed into law on February 15, 2019, $450 million had been committed by Congress to preliminary studies. As of January 2024, the Canadian Space Agency, CSA, the European Space Agency, ESA, Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency, JAXA, and Mohammed bin Rashid Space Center, MBRSC, plan to participate in the Gateway project, each contributing a robotic arm called Canadarm3 CSA, refueling and communications hardware, habitation and research capacity, and an airlock module. These international elements are intended to launch after the initial NASA PPE and HALO elements are placed into lunar orbit with some co-manifested with Artemis missions. The Gateway will be deployed in a near-rectilinear HALO orbit, NRHO, around the Moon. The eccentricity of the chosen NRHO takes the station within 1,500 kilometers, 930 miles, of the lunar North Pole surface at closest approach, and as far away as 70,000 kilometers, 43,000 miles, over the lunar South Pole, with a period of about 7 days.